Welcome to the American English Listening and Comprehension Podcast, the show designed to help you listen better, understand more, and speak with confidence. Every episode, we bring you carefully crafted articles, real-life dialogues, and interactive quizzes, all created to sharpen your American English listening and comprehension skills, one episode at a time. Whether you're a beginner building your foundation or an intermediate learner reaching for fluency, this podcast is your daily practice partner. So get comfortable, press play, and let's learn together. Let's get started. Unit 1 theme: Courage and Perseverance. From Slavery to Freedom, Frederick Douglass. Section 1. Vocabulary. Perseverance. The quality of continuing to work hard toward a goal even when it is difficult. Frederick Douglass showed great perseverance by teaching himself to read despite the dangers he faced. Abolition. The official end or banning of something, especially slavery. Douglass dedicated his life to the abolition of slavery in the United States. Eloquent. Able to express ideas clearly and powerfully in speech or writing. He became an eloquent speaker who moved large audiences with his stories of injustice. Autobiography. A book written by a person about his or her own life. His autobiography told the world the true story of what it meant to be enslaved. Inspire. To make someone feel that they want to do something great or important. Douglass continues to inspire people around the world with his message of freedom and dignity. Section 2. Biographical article. Frederick Douglass, the Voice of Freedom. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery around 1818 in Maryland. He never knew his exact birthday because enslaved people were often not given this basic information. His early life was filled with hardship, but Douglass refused to let his circumstances define his future. As a young boy, Douglass secretly learned to read with the help of his enslaver's wife, Sophia Auld. When her husband discovered this, he ordered her to stop. He said that an educated enslaved person would become unmanageable. Hearing this, Douglass understood that education was the key to freedom. He continued learning on his own, trading bread with poor white children in exchange for reading lessons. In 1838, at the age of 20, Douglass escaped to the North and began a new life as a free man. He settled in New Bedford, Massachusetts, where he worked as a laborer and became involved in the abolitionist movement. He began speaking at anti-slavery meetings, and audiences were astonished by his intelligence and the power of his words. In 1845, Douglass published his autobiography, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. The book became an immediate bestseller and proved to skeptics that enslaved people were fully capable human beings with great intellect and feeling. Because the book revealed his true identity and put him in danger of being recaptured, Douglass traveled to Great Britain to continue his work safely. When he returned to America, Douglass founded an abolitionist newspaper called the North Star. He became one of the most famous writers and speakers in the United States. During the Civil War, he advised President Abraham Lincoln and helped recruit African American soldiers to fight for the Union. After the war, he continued fighting for the rights of all Americans, including women. Frederick Douglass died in 1895, but his legacy as one of America's greatest champions of freedom lives on forever. Section 3. Article Analysis. 1. Main idea. The article describes how Frederick Douglass overcame the brutal institution of slavery through education and determination to become one of America's most important voices for freedom and equality. 2. Key theme: education as liberation. A central theme is that Douglass saw education, specifically literacy, as the path to freedom. His enslavers' reaction confirmed this, making Douglass even more determined to learn. This shows how knowledge empowers people. 3. Structure. The article follows a chronological structure, moving from Douglass's birth and childhood through his escape, his writing, and his work as an abolitionist. This timeline helps readers understand how his life developed step by step. 4. Inspiring qualities. Douglass demonstrated perseverance, courage, and intelligence. He did not accept that his birth circumstances were his destiny. Instead, he actively worked to change his situation and the situation of millions of others. 5. Legacy. Douglass's legacy extends beyond the abolition of slavery. He advised a president, helped recruit soldiers, and advocated for women's rights, showing that a commitment to justice has no limits. Discussion question. Based on this article, what is one quality this person had that you would like to develop in yourself? Explain your answer to a classmate. Section 4. Dialogue. Anna. Marcus, I just finished reading about Frederick Douglass. I had no idea his life was so incredible. Marcus. I know. I think the most amazing part is how he learned to read. He risked everything just to get an education. Anna. Yes, and his enslaver actually said that education would make him unmanageable. Can you believe that? Marcus. It's terrible, but it also shows how powerful knowledge is. His enslaver was afraid of what Douglass could become. Anna. And Douglass proved him right. He became one of the most eloquent speakers in the whole country. Marcus. I was also surprised that he advised President Lincoln during the Civil War. He went from being enslaved to speaking with the president. Anna. That shows incredible perseverance. He never stopped fighting for what was right, even after he was free. Marcus. His autobiography must have been very powerful for people at that time. Most Americans had never heard a story like his. Anna. Exactly. I think his story teaches us that no matter where we come from, education and determination can change our lives. Marcus. Well said. He is truly one of America's great inspirations. Speaking practice. After practicing the dialogue, discuss this question with your partner. What is one thing from this person's life that surprised you and why? Section 5. Comprehension Quiz. 1. Why did Douglass's enslaver's wife stop teaching him to read? A. Douglass was not interested in learning. B. Her husband ordered her to stop. C. Douglass already knew how to read. D. She moved to another city. 2. How did young Douglass continue learning to read after his lessons stopped? A. He attended a secret school. B. He traded bread for reading lessons from poor white children. C. He found books in the library. D. A neighbor taught him every night. 3. What was the name of Douglass's famous autobiography? A. My Journey to Freedom. B. The Life of a Slave. C. Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. D. The North Star. 4. Why did Douglass travel to Great Britain after publishing his autobiography? A. He wanted to find a new job. B. He was invited by the British government. C. The book revealed his identity and put him in danger of recapture. D. He wanted to write a second book about England. 5. What was the North Star? A. A famous novel written by Douglass. B. An abolitionist newspaper founded by Douglass. C. The name of the ship that took Douglass to freedom. D. A political party Douglass helped create. Answer key. 1. Answer. B. Her husband said that an educated enslaved person would become unmanageable and ordered her to stop. 2. Answer. B. Douglass traded bread with poor white children in exchange for reading lessons. 3. Answer. C. His autobiography, published in 1845, was titled Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. 4. Answer. C. Because the book revealed his true identity. He was in danger of being recaptured, so he traveled to Great Britain for safety. 5. Answer. B. The North Star was an abolitionist newspaper that Douglass founded after returning to America. That's all for today's episode of the American English Listening and Comprehension Podcast. Thank you so much for listening and for making English practice a part of your day. Remember, every minute you spend listening and comprehending brings you one step closer to your fluency goals. Keep practicing, keep listening, and don't give up. If you enjoyed today's episode, Please subscribe, rate, and share this podcast with fellow English learners. Your support helps us reach more people on their language learning journey. New episodes are available regularly, so tune in again soon. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. See you next episode.